Welcome to Movies Hub, where today we're thrilled to bring you a countdown of the top 10 high-octane action movies you simply can't afford to miss. This hand-picked collection is designed to take you on a wild ride through some of the most heart-pounding action films ever made. Each of these 10 movies is guaranteed to keep you glued to your screen with their explosive action scenes, jaw-dropping visuals, and edge-of-your-seat storytelling. If you haven't seen these yet, now's the perfect time to add them to your must-watch list. And if you enjoy this action-packed lineup, be sure to share it with fellow movie lovers who live for the thrill. Stick around till the end, and don't forget to drop your favorite pick in the comments below. So now our first movie is Everest. This gripping 2015 action-adventure biographical film brings to life the harrowing true events of the 1996 Mount Everest disaster, where multiple expeditions faced overwhelming odds during their climb to the world's highest summit. At the center of the story are two seasoned climbers, Rob Hall, portrayed by Jason Clarke, and Scott Fisher, played by Jake Gyllenhaal. The film follows the perilous journey of two expedition teams as they attempt to conquer Everest, set against the backdrop of the booming commercialization of mountain climbing. As they ascend through treacherous terrain and brutal altitudes, the climbers face unforeseen obstacles and unforgiving weather. A sudden, deadly storm hits without warning, stranding the teams high on the mountain. Battling plunging temperatures, severe oxygen deprivation, and dwindling resources, the climbers must make heartbreaking, life-or-death decisions in a desperate fight to survive. Up next, we have Anna. Released in 2019, Anna is an intense action thriller that centers around Anna Polyatova, a young woman living in Moscow during the late 1980s. After being noticed for her striking beauty, she's recruited by a secret Russian intelligence agency and trained to become a lethal assassin. The story unfolds across multiple timelines, showcasing Anna's dramatic journey from a struggling model to a high-level KGB operative. Her deadly missions take her across Europe, where she juggles complicated relationships, particularly with her handler, Alex Chenkov, and the agency's tough-as-nails boss, Olga. As Anna climbs the ranks, her missions become increasingly dangerous, forcing her to confront threats from enemies and betrayal from within. Things spiral further when CIA agent Lenny Miller, played by Cillian Murphy, steps into her life, adding more chaos and putting Anna's already fragile existence at even greater risk. Up next, we have Spectre. Released in 2015, Spectre is an action-adventure thriller that follows James Bond, the legendary spy, as he sets out on a personal mission triggered by a mysterious message from his past. This journey takes him across several international locations, including Mexico City, Rome, and Morocco. Along the way, Bond discovers a secret and powerful organization known as Spectre. As he digs deeper, he comes face-to-face with both new and familiar enemies, one of whom has deep ties to his past. With support from his allies and the head of MI6, Bond faces a series of dangerous and thrilling encounters. The film is packed with high-octane action, from intense car chases and hand-to-hand combat to explosive showdowns, all set against breathtaking global backdrops. Up next, we have Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw. This 2019 action-packed thriller brings together federal agent Luke Hobbs and former British elite operative Deckard Shaw, two unlikely allies who must join forces when a lethal virus, codenamed Snowflake, is stolen by a cybernetically enhanced terrorist named Brixton Lore. Once a top MI6 agent, Brixton has turned mercenary and now works for a shadowy organization called Etion, whose mission is to upgrade humanity through dangerous technological means, no matter the consequences. Despite their fierce rivalry and constant bickering, Hobbs and Shaw must team up to locate Shaw's sister, Hattie, a rogue MI6 agent who has injected herself with the virus to keep it from falling into Etion's hands. With the clock ticking, the duo tears through London, Moscow, and Samoa, facing off against explosive battles, wild car chases, and high-stakes showdowns. The mission takes a personal turn as Shaw fights to protect his sister, and Hobbs reconnects with his estranged family back home in Samoa, making their global battle one with heart as well as muscle. Up next, we have Fury, a gripping 2014 action drama that dives into the intense journey of a battle-hardened American tank crew during the final days of World War II in Europe, April 1945. The story follows a Sherman tank named Fury, commanded by the fearless Sergeant Wardaddy, played by Brad Pitt. The plot kicks off when a young and untested soldier named Norman is reluctantly assigned to the crew after the death of their assistant driver. Thrown into the chaos of war, Norman struggles to cope with the sheer violence around him and the cold demeanor of his fellow soldiers. As the crew pushes deep behind enemy lines on deadly missions, they encounter fierce German resistance. Norman's early experiences in combat are brutal. He's forced to confront the grim truths of war, including taking lives and watching comrades fall. Determined to prepare him, War Daddy takes Norman under his wing, toughening him up to survive the battlefield. Slowly but surely, Norman earns the respect of the crew and transforms into a vital part of the team. Up next, we have The Equalizer 2. Released in 2018, this action thriller follows the gripping story of Robert McCall, portrayed by Denzel Washington. Once a covert operations agent, McCall now lives a low-profile life as a Lyft driver in Boston. But when his close friend and former colleague, Susan Plummer, is brutally murdered during an investigation in Brussels, McCall is pulled back into action. Determined to uncover the truth, he unravels a deadly conspiracy linking her death to a chain of assassinations targeting fellow agents. His pursuit for justice takes him from the chaotic streets of Boston to the calm, rural landscapes of Virginia, where he faces his enemies head-on with unshakable resolve. The movie combines explosive action with thoughtful reflection, highlighting McCall's strategic brilliance and lethal combat skills. Up next, we have Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Released in 2017, this action-packed spy comedy is the thrilling sequel to the 2014 hit The Secret Service. The story picks up with Eggsy, a highly skilled agent of the elite British spy organization Kingsman. Disaster strikes when the organization is ambushed and nearly wiped out by a shadowy criminal syndicate known as the Golden Circle. With only Eggsy and his brilliant tech expert Merlin, played by Mark Strong, surviving the attack, they activate a set of emergency protocols that take them across the ocean to the United States. There, they discover the Statesman, the American counterpart to Kingsman. At the center of the chaos is the bizarre and brutal villain Poppy Adams, who plans to hold the world ransom by exploiting the global drug trade. Joining forces with the Statesman, Eggsy and Merlin set out on a high-stakes mission that spans continents in a desperate race to stop the Golden Circle's twisted plan. Up next, we have The Revenant. This 2015 action drama takes us on a gripping journey with Hugh Glass, portrayed by Leonardo DiCaprio, a fearless frontiersman and expert fur trapper surviving in the harsh 1820s American wilderness. During a perilous expedition, Glass is brutally mauled by a grizzly bear, leaving him on the brink of death. Assuming he won't make it, his fur trading crew abandons him. But against all odds, he drags himself from the edge of the grave and sets off on a heroic fight for survival. Gravely injured and utterly alone, he battles through unforgiving terrain, facing freezing storms, hunger, and hostile native tribes. Driven by raw willpower and haunted by the memory of his slain family, Glass pushes through unbearable physical and emotional agony. The film powerfully captures the savage battle between man and nature, and the indomitable strength of the human spirit. So our last and final movie is Ford v Ferrari, a 2019 biographical action drama that brings to life the thrilling true story of how the American automotive powerhouse, Ford, set out on a bold mission to topple the reigning endurance racing kings, Ferrari, in the mid-1960s. To turn this daring dream into reality, Ford enlists the help of visionary car designer Carroll Shelby, played by Matt Damon, and the daring British racer Ken Miles, portrayed by Christian Bale. Shelby, a former racer with a brilliant engineering brain, is given the challenge of building a car that can take on and beat Ferrari at the legendary 24 Hours of Le Mans race in France. He persuades the hesitant yet exceptionally skilled Ken Miles to drive the car, relying on his unmatched talent behind the wheel and deep technical knowledge. Together, they battle against all odds and push the limits of automotive innovation to build the Ford GT40, a revolutionary racing machine crafted to break Ferrari's dominance on the track. Thanks a ton for watching till the very end. If you had a great time watching, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss any of our future content. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, or let us know what topics you'd like us to cover in the next videos.